All right, it is week 4 of Lent. We are more than halfway there, and this week we are talking about learning to put your true self first, or in other words, making your inner voice louder than all the other voices in your world. April listened intently as I relived all my career choices. I confessed that I was feeling angry at my parents for their reactions to my ideas, even though I ultimately knew that every decision I made was my choice, and I could have chosen differently. But that's the thing. It's like I never really chose. I just passively went along with what other people suggested or where other people wanted me to go. I feel like I never really actively pursued something. It wasn't until I really took the time to sit and think through all the different decisions that I made in my life, from where I went to college to different jobs I took along the way, that I really realized how much I had let other people's advice or comments or opinions or expectations influence the decisions that I ultimately made. And it wasn't bad advice. It was coming from people who loved me and who wanted what was best for me. But the problem is that I had let their voices be louder than my own, because a lot of times the decisions they thought I should make were different from the ones that deep down I wanted to make. We all have a tendency to do this, to give more weight to other people's opinions on our life than our own opinions for our life. And I think there are 2 major reasons that we do this. One is acceptance, and this is a big one for me that I've battled my entire life because I tend to be a bit of a people pleaser. I want to do what people want me to do. I want to make them happy. I want to be the person that people expect me to be and want me to be. So I think acceptance can be one of those reasons that we silence our voice a little bit because we are too busy listening to the voices around us. And I think a second reason, and this one can be a little bit harder to notice, is almost using that advice and those expectations as a scapegoat. Because if you do what other people want you to do or expect for your life and things don't go well, then maybe it's a little bit less of your fault. And it's very easy to place blame and to play the victim. But when we do that, we're ultimately giving away control of our life. It's like we're handing over the reins to somebody else, and we're essentially completely silencing our inner voice. Ultimately, it's like we get a little bit lost trying to live this life that doesn't disappoint or upset anybody, doesn't ruffle any feathers, we don't fail, we don't make any mistakes. So we take the safe path, the normal path, and we live a life that other people in society has painted for us. But oftentimes that picture isn't ours. I'll share a quote I came across today from Dr. Rick Hansen, who's a psychologist. "Nobody is perfect. You don't need to be perfect to relax, say what you really feel, and take your full shot at life. It's the big picture that matters most, and the long view. Yes, top-down, tight control and a well-crafted persona may bring short-term benefits. But over the long term, the costs are much greater, including stress, bottled-up truths, and inner alienation." I love that quote, and I really connect with it because I think that that's what happened to me. I was living so much in this space of listening to what other people wanted for my life and trying to be this perfect person that I alienated my true self. So this week, think about where your voice has maybe gotten a little bit lost in the past or in the present. Where have you made decisions that were different from what you really wanted, maybe because you were doing it to please somebody else or because you thought it was what was expected of you. And you don't have to make any major changes right now. Just be aware of it and realize that you made those decisions. So moving forward, you can make different decisions, and you can slowly start to take control back of your life and let your true self have a chance at calling the shots. Have a good week.